Okay, so if you've ever, and I mean ever, stumbled into the world of kids' YouTube, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's this crazy fever dream of bright colors and just nonsensical noise, right? But what if I told you there's a very deliberate, very engineered logic behind all that chaos? Well, today we're going to decode a script that looks like pure nonsense, but is actually a masterclass in how to grab and hold attention. I mean, just listen to a piece of this. It's frantic, it's totally all over the place. Honestly, it sounds like someone just dumped out a toy box and started yelling whatever came to mind. And it just goes on and on and on like this. It's a pure, unfiltered stream of, well, chaos. But here's the kicker, the real mystery. This isn't just random noise. This jumble of words, it's the actual script for a video that has millions of views. So what gives? How on earth does this hold a young audience completely captivated? That's the question we're digging into. All right, so let's jump right in. We're going to start by digging into the chaos itself and try to unpack this language. You know, at first glance, it really does just feel like noise. There's no plot you can follow, no real character development. It's just stuff happening. But, and this is the key, if you look closer, you start to see them. Hidden inside all that noise are these distinct, repeating patterns, and that's where the answer is hiding. So how do we crack this code? Well, we're going to treat this script like a set of data. And you won't believe it, but as soon as you start sorting these words by theme, something really fascinating starts to emerge from all that static. Okay, so the very first thing that just jumps right off the page is the sheer amount of distress. I mean, the script is absolutely saturated with calls for help. It's like a perpetual state of emergency, and that creates this constant, really simple baseline of tension. But here's the other side of the coin. For every single cry for help, there's an immediate, over-the-top celebration of success. The relief is just as common as the distress. Hooray, wonderful, we made it! And that, right there, that's the key. It's this constant, super fast swing from crisis to celebration. And this is the moment where it all just clicks. Once you start categorizing these phrases, they completely stop looking random. They actually form this perfect little tiny story that just repeats over and over and over again. You've got a problem, you've got an action, and you've got a resolution. See? It's not chaos at all. It's a simple, totally predictable loop. So the big question is, why is this simple little loop so darn effective? Well, the answer has absolutely nothing to do with sophisticated storytelling. Nope. It's all about how the mind of a toddler works. So this script, it's basically a perfect blueprint for what linguists call toddler-directed speech. It's language built for a mind that's just starting to figure things out. You've got extreme repetition, super simple cause and effect, and these massive emotional swings from, oh no, to hooray. All of that is incredibly easy for a young kid to process and, well, latch onto. So this is the formula in action, and you can totally see why it works. It's this comforting, predictable cycle. Step 1, a problem appears, but don't worry because step 2 is a call for help. And then help is always on the way. A rescue is always made. Success is always celebrated. Think about it. For a toddler who's just learning how the world works, this simple loop of danger, then safety, it's magnetic. But wait, it's not just about child psychology. There's another layer here. This content is brilliantly engineered for two audiences at the same time. The toddler who's watching, of course, but also the YouTube algorithm that's deciding what they get to see next. Think about it. The video never ever lets you get bored. There are no quiet moments, no slow scenes for you to look away. The very second one problem is solved, a new one pops up. It's this nonstop emotional roller coaster, and it's perfectly optimized to do one thing: keep eyes on the screen. And that, as we all know, is the single most important metric for success on YouTube. And you can see it plain as day right here in the data. The script is almost entirely built from these high emotion words: distress on one side, joy on the other. The action words? They're just the short little bridge that connects the two. That is the engine, right there. Create a problem, solve it, celebrate, and then do it all over again. It's a perfect feedback loop that feeds both a child's brain and the platform's algorithm. So let's zoom out. What does all of this mean for the bigger picture? Well, this style of content, it really points to a fundamental shift in what we even think a story is in our digital age. I mean, the difference from the kind of storytelling we all grew up with is stark. Classic stories are about plot progression, about character development. This new model, it's all about emotional loops and optimizing for engagement. It doesn't have a beginning, middle, and end. It just has a cycle that is literally designed to go on forever. So let's wrap up what we figured out. That totally chaotic script we started with, it's not random at all. It is meticulously engineered. Its entire narrative is just a simple problem-solution loop, and the language is perfectly tuned for a pre-verbal emotional understanding. And really what it represents is a whole new kind of story built from the ground up for the digital age. Which leaves us with one last and pretty crucial question. Is this all just chaotic noise designed to hypnotize kids? Or are we watching the birth of a new, ruthlessly efficient kind of storytelling, one that's perfectly adapted to its digital environment? The answer isn't simple. But in a world that's so dominated by algorithms, it's definitely a question we all need to start thinking about.